tonight, we look to the past to look to a life who looked to the future. We have a fascinating target that our viewers are going to break down for us in just a moment. We have AI, we have some robots, we have some death, we have some occult. We've got a little bit of everything on this one. I'm going to check in with our viewers tonight. Daz, Edward, Nyiam, and Dick are the ones that work this. Daz, starting with you, if you can remember your target this week, how do you feel about it?
Uh, yeah, I don't think I like the guy. I don't think I had very good feelings about him at first, but I knew he was someone, a futurist person. So for me, it was a bit like a seer. It was a bit like kind of like Da Vinci type, Nostradamus type person.
Yeah, yeah. I'd say you're on the right track in terms of your themes and gestalts there. So nicely done. Edward?
I really don't know. I don't remember this session. We mentioned there was a tombstone in there, so probably somebody who's not alive anymore. Other than that, I honestly, I'll be going through this session fresh as if somebody else did it now. And I'm
The
reading
mystery
over the
for
paper.
everybody.
I don't remember, man. This was pre Enigma Con, so
That's right.
and I'm
Yeah.
working another target too. So
Yeah.
I
So
look
for everybody
forward to going
watching,
through it. Hopefully, there's something good in there. I'm excited now.
this is our first debrief. It's November 5th. EnigmaCon was just a few days ago. So everybody's kind of recovering from that too. Naeem, how do you feel about your target on this one, your project?
I don't know. This one was I saw a lot of different things. I saw a lot of different people. So yeah, I guess I'll just have to see how this one turns out. Yeah.
Okay. Dick, any thoughts?
When we do a target blind, we could be in present time, future time, or past time, and there's an interesting process of how that resolves out as a remote viewer. In my low-level data, there's a point where you're probing with your pen for textures, which are generally like hard, rough, gritty, soft, wet, and I probed, and the idea, the word popped into my head, crinoline, crinoline,
Hmm.
which I don't know what I had. I looked it up after the session. I think that's a fabric that women wore, like when they wore hooped dresses. So based on that, I didn't get any current time computer technology stuff. I think this is a past target would be my call based on, and we'll see when we go through my session where that idea popped up to me. So I'm
Yeah.
hanging my head on that. I have low confidence in my session because I was traveling to Korea and I have some health issues, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm pegging that on the past based on crinoline.
Great glimpse into your process, though, Dick. That's pretty neat how that can take you, in one direction or another from a single impression. All right, well,
Could
let's
be
start
wrong.
taking.
Sometimes you hang your hat on that and it's a imaginary rabbit trail that you go down. But we'll see.
I don't think you went too far down any rabbit trails on this one, but let's see what the data says. Let's see what the feedback says, and let's see what Daz says if he walks us through his session. Our target was Isaac Asimov. He was a science fiction author. You
Naeem
may
got
be,
the sideburns
he
there, huh?
nailed the sideburns for sure. All right, let's talk a little bit about this guy. Really fascinating guy. But what was your tasking here? You're to view Isaac Asimov during his prime writing days, 1947 to 1970, and describe his method when writing, and then show in your work how he acquired these ideas. So really what we're looking at is he getting this information through esoteric means, or is he getting it from insider knowledge? Born in 1920, died in 1922, a prolific American author and biochemist best known for his science fiction, and popular science writing. He wrote or edited over 500 books. That's impressive, including the influential Foundation series, which explores the collapse and revival of a galactic empire through psychohistory, a fictional science blending mathematics and sociology. His robot series, including I, Robot, which most of us will be familiar with due to the movie with Will Smith that came out years ago, introduced the three laws of robotics, shaping sci-fi and ethical discussions about artificial intelligence. These are just some slides of some of his works, some of his covers, as you can see there. Very well-known author. All right, let's talk about his accurate future predictions. He correctly predicted many aspects of modern technology, including sight sound communication, video calls like FaceTime, portable computers or tablets, and self-driving cars. He also foresaw the rise of robotics and automation in the workplace, the impact of computers on daily life and education, and the use of large-scale solar power stations. We have these attributes of this older male here that everybody was describing, and I just thought it was best to just throw some pictures up here that everybody had and sketching him at the different stages of his life here. So after looking at all that data, reviewing your sessions, looking at the feedback, and speaking with all of you, my opinion, my analytical opinion, is that he had, through all of his connections, he had glimpses of a lot of these different types of technologies and possibilities to where it could go. I think as a writer, then, I think he probably tapped into a signal line, which could get a little bit esoteric here with some front loading for him, obviously, with what he knew and understanding where that might go. As Dick said, he sat there and really tried to put his mind somewhere. And I guess he just tapped into, hey, where is this tech going to go? That's my opinion. But I'd love to hear what you guys think based on the data and the feedback. You know, where is he getting this information? What does it all mean? Daz, I'm going to start with you.
Wow, it's a very interesting session.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my data indicates more that it came creatively in some kind of wherever creativity comes from. I think it comes from the same place as psychic information. Um,
Agreed.
but there was that lingering kind of group of men in the background as well. So there might have been like a 70% creative kind of influence, and then maybe like a 20-30% from what you saw other people were doing or something. I don't know. But yeah, definitely
Yeah.
more creative in mine, I felt. But
Edward, your thoughts? Where's he getting his information from?
Well, first of all, what a great target, man. This was a really good one.
Yeah, I enjoyed
Really
it.
enjoyed the sessions and going through it. This was really cool. My session makes total sense to me. Looking through the data and going just doing some searching through Grok and finding some things that really make sense to my session because in my session, this person was an insider.
Hmm.
He was around people and he got information from people. That information could be dangerous. From what I'm looking at, just in my quick Grok searches, he was in a list of think tanks,
Yeah, he was.
and big ones, even with ties to the Club of Rome, and just like this session, really big
Hmm.
insiders, which would make sense to me as to how he would get his information. And since he was putting out these kind of predictive programming books, it makes sense to me as well that he was probably putting out predictive programming based on the information that he was working with in these think tanks and these government organizations. Like I had my session.
Yeah.
Um, I just read this too. He was under investigation by the FBI as a potential communist because
Mhm.
he was born in Russia. So that has that kind of I could be killed here
Right.
kind of thing, as well as the conspiracy end of it as well could fall into that realm. And also, I found something in here that he was involved with the creation or the formulation of world government. He was a world government type of person,
Hmm.
which kind of goes into that towards the end of my session of you got to kind of create a calamity to bring in something else.
Right.
So that could fall into that. Super tasty, man. I mean,
Yeah.
this was a I say we kicked this target's butt
You guys, yeah,
up
I
and
wish I
down,
could spend
man.
more time. Like, I wish I
Yeah,
could go data point by data point and compare it because I think the clear answer to the tasking is within all of your sessions combined for sure.
yeah. In my
I think
opinion,
it's
this guy was predictive programming, an agent of predictive programming,
mm,
and he was in the rooms with these people, man, who were formulating the direction, and he put out his books that turned into movies that were all designed for predictive programming.
he see that's That's an amazing thing when you really think of, like, I just think about iRobot. Like, I like that movie, iRobot, and you look at where the world is going right now and the common language that people who are looking into some of these things on the YouTuber level, right? People have a YouTube level of understanding of things. It's all right there, and that's the elements that people are seeing because they recognize it from the movie, which comes from the books, and
That's right. He was an
fascinating.
insider, in my opinion.
Yeah. Okay. Very cool. Thank you, Edward.
This
Naeem,
was
what are your
great,
thoughts?
man. This was a
This,
really good
yeah.
one.
Yeah, this was a really good target, really good mystery to
Great job,
unpack
everybody.
with
Great
good
job, everybody.
feedback. Yeah,
Yeah, this one was good target. A bit difficult because
hmm
I mean his source could expand his whole life or his whole writing career, right? There could be many different ways that he
yeah,
was acquiring information. And for me, it was like I was seeing an old guy with glasses, I'm seeing a young guy, and it was like a bit of chasing around. But
right.
I think he was definitely an insider. I mean, he definitely
hmm
worked with intellectuals. He was contracted with the government. So he definitely had firsthand experience about possibly what, technologies that were in development. Um, I still can't shake my physical accosting data. I mean, maybe they put a threat on him if he put some of these things in his books. I mean, there's nothing I could find on that, but I mean, maybe he just kept that to himself and wrote it as fiction in some of his books instead.
I
Um,
did read that he had some charges against him for sexually assaulting women.
oh, maybe,
Um,
yeah, maybe he was doing the assaulting
but
then.
because of who he was, no real consequences came of it, especially back in the 70s or even before that. Not a
Yeah,
lot's going to come of that.
I just I saw a clean cut guy and I saw the
Right.
sideburns guy at the same time. So I thought maybe they were
Yeah,
two different people, but definitely
yeah,
saw him at least once or twice there.
yeah. You guys did great with your
Interesting
sketches
guy.
for sure. Yeah, nicely done. Dick, what are your thoughts on this one?
Great job on the sideburns there, Naeem. That was
Yeah, it was
really
good.
good. Here's my best moment right here. The horn rim glasses. I
Yep.
saw him.
Yeah, you had it. Great session. And again, I think it's a blend of he was somebody with access to insider information based on just his affiliations alone, corroborated by the data you brought back. But it also sounds like there was a significant esoteric side. And anyone who can write books like that, you're creating a universe when you write, especially a series of novels like that. You are creating a universe. So you're using some kind of consciousness and expansion. It's the act of creation. So I think there's a combination of things that were going on here. And then the predictive programming piece makes a lot of sense as well. Well, great work, everybody. Great division of effort, great points of corroboration. Really aligned with the tasking on this one. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun to piece together. Like I said, I wish I had more time to go through and analyze it. So, Isaac Asimov, for those of you that are familiar with his work, for those of you that are watching, what are your thoughts? Was he a Russian agent? Was he a savant like Nostradamus, able to see out into the future and predict things? Was he just really well informed? Was he using some predictive programming with his writing? There's a lot to unpack here, so we'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below and keep the discussion going. And that's going to wrap it up for this project on Isaac Asimov. On behalf of Daz, Edward, Naeem, Dick, and the rest of the Future Forecasting Group, I'm Dennis Snappy II. Thanks for watching.
Watch the full debrief at ffgrv.com.